New hire and road and bridge. Okay. I'm gonna start over that. On the extended for today, I have the meeting minutes for May 13th. I have a new hire in the sheriff's office, Joshua Beckwith. I have a new hire in road and bridge, Eric Hanna. A resignation from dispatch, Shemaine Ruiz. A supervision for Haley Coulter. And a promotion for Victoria Bustos Driscoll, also in dispatch.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a first and second. Have any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Waddell,
Yes.
Ms. Brother,
Yes.
motion passes.
Appointments.
Alex.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Alex Maloney, with the Mountain View Ranches. Just for the purpose of this discussion, got a map of what we're talking about here. Did you understand it? Did everyone get a letter from James Tilby?
It's in the packet.
Yes.
Okay. Just a little bit about what we do. Mountain View Ranches is a subsidiary of Net Ranches. What we do is we usually fund large parcels of land, usually that we find desirable for what we call ranchette, and we subdivide into 3 related tracts, and we spend close to $150,000 for marketing campaign, meeting the Denver and Colorado Springs areas to bring clients to the property that we're working on. The last project we had was Frontier Ranches. That was just past Murray Lake, and we are around 80% capacity and being sold out. So we bought 80 new experts in the area. I guess what's in question is that we have a new project down the street called Mesa Ranch down here with 121. Last Monday, we went ahead and paid a marketing firm out on the East Coast close to $100,000 non-refundable. And on Tuesday morning, I showed up with a flat in hand. Everything was done. And I guess I was turned away. I guess you guys had just implemented the moratorium. So stupid me, I should have not went to breakfast then. So I'm here asking for an exemption. The reason being, I guess, the lawyer drew up he's making an argument that it doesn't apply, but in all effect, you guys can do whatever you want. So the fact of the matter is, the reason why there's urgency is because there's $100,000 on the line that we cannot get back. That we had no notice that this was going to happen, and we stand to lose that if this moratorium stays in effect for 90 days. The good news is they've given us 30 days to use it, which means that June, we can still use it in June. We were intending to do a marketing campaign from the middle of May to the end of May, and then sell Mesa Ranch on May 31st. That plan is shot. I guess the saving grace is that we can do this in June. So that's why I'm here asking for an exemption today. The client is here and he wants to see it. And I'm open to any questions you guys have.
I guess some of the concern is just the marketing of the ranch, and which kind of started this whole process of not just you guys, but of people expecting completely different things when they get the property as opposed to what is semi-promised. And that's kind of the one of the things that got us to thinking that we need to change our codes a little bit, just to make sure that people understand that it's not going to be extremely easy to get water and all of these other type of situations. So that's kind of the idea of what we were thinking of. Um, um, I don't know, do you guys have anything else on question?
But one of the things mostly, I grew up out in that area. My family has a ranch out there. It's very difficult to find water. It took us 25 years. When we first bought our ranch, we had 5 windmills. It took us 25 years to find water enough to support all of our cows and that kind of thing. It's very difficult to get water. Some of our wells are 1,200 feet deep. And I think that, maybe that's one of the things that should be added into information on your marketing campaigns is, it's difficult to find water, especially out in that area. But people come in expecting, hey, we're going to build a little house here. We'll have water. We can drill a well. Electricity will be right there. And that's not always the case. But we were trying to get a handle on that before we have a lot more people coming in here and basically complaining that, hey, we bought this ranch out here. We tried to put a road in, or our neighbor says we can't have the road on their property, and it's on their property because the property lines are right up next to each other. Is there any remediation for things like that?
So one that we do before the project is do a test well that is active. So we did on Frontier Ranch, we did a test well on lot 86, and it was producing 15 gallons a minute. So we were like, and if it came back, we actually would not have moved forward on the project if the test well came back with
How
good
deep?
results.
How deep did you have to go on that one?
That was 158. And it was at the top of the hill. It was a very, very good producing well. And there was already an existing well on lot 68 that did go down at the coast sands to about 1,200 feet. So that's the difference where if you want something that you don't have to use reverse osmosis on, you have to go deeper. Test wells for the purpose of can you find water here? The answer is yes. So that's why we proceeded with the project. Now, same thing with Mesa Ranch here. We have actually a large slot we're waiting on Visual Water Resources to approve. Apparently they're pretty backed up, but that's going to be on lot 20. It's going to be our test well.
Okay.
So that is the first question that we get on marketing. So I'll tell you, Colorado customers do not talk. They know what they're looking for.
Well, there's been people who have built homes and then not even thought about a well until after they build it, and then they are applying for a well, and it's like, oh my gosh.
One thing that we always include in all of our marketing packages, since we know that is such an issue, is we've included the water service here at Walsenburg, the Phillips service. Our sister company works out in Las Vegas. They have no water. So one thing that they always do is they use cisterns and
The bulk water haul.
yes. So I actually had to track down the one guy we have here in Walsenburg who does deliver. His name is Joe. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I found him. So
Joe
his
Consiglio.
name is in every one of our brochures that we hand out to our customers, it says, can't do a well, if you don't want to do a well, it's too expensive. Here's a water service from Walsen City, Walsenburg, and here's Joseph's number. We will sometimes usually throw in a discount if we want to buy a tank, if it's such a concern. So, yeah, the water is a concern to us too.
Because in your marketing campaign, you don't state anything like that. It sounds a lot more rosy than that. You don't any kind of struggles with water or anything of that nature. It's very vague, and I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're marketing.
Yeah.
You want the phone to ring.
Yeah.
You can't say, you can't say, hey, look, there's questions about water here. The phone will ring.
Yeah.
But we do just believe me, we've gone through this enough where we have to disclose it to them. We show them the test well. We have to report there the day of the sale. We have everything there for them to look at this clear eyes. So we do not try to do a phony show here.
Yeah, that's one of our concerns, is it doesn't always come off from our standpoint, because then we get people in here not very happy about the situation. How can you let somebody do this when there's no water in there, or whatever type of a deal? So that's one of the reasons we were looking at doing something different on our properties, or allowing those type properties. Okay, anything else? Okay. Appreciate your coming in. Anything else we need to?
Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve an exemption for Mountain View Ranches LLC.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Whale,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay, thank you. What's downstairs?
Erica. We just take it downstairs and. leave it
Yeah, I
so-
did talk to them about it.
Okay.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for coming.
I'll leave you cards just in case there's anything you guys. Yep. Is there anything you want to discuss? Please call me. Friday. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Permits.
All right, commissioners, we have a liquor license renewal for Gardner Liquors.
Mr. Trudeau submitted his application in a timely manner. He also has paid all his dues. Good standing. Checks that.
Okay. Good deal.
Make a motion to approve the liquor license for Gardner Liquors.
Second.
First and second, any other concerns? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Whittle,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier,
Yes.
motion passes.
Action items.
All right, first have your resolution number 25-28, a resolution amending section 6 of the land use code on oil and gas regulations for the unincorporated areas of Huerfano County. So commissioners, this, we're a little bit late putting this into the packet yesterday. It's why the packet was so delayed. We found a few typos, things like that. So we request your approval with the ability to make ministerial changes that don't change the effect of the regulatory changes.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve resolution number 25-28, resolution amending section 6 of the land use code on oil and gas regulations for the unincorporated area of Huerfano County with the ability to fix typos and administrative things without actually changing.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion?
Got a question on?
Question online?
Hi, Commissioners.
Hello.
Hi there. My name is Alejandra Major, and I'm with the American Petroleum Institute, and we've been chatting with staff on this. And like your staff mentioned, there was a new version that came out of this red line at 4 p.m. yesterday, and that was the first time we were able to see some of the changes in this. Some concerns that we still have, like staff mentioned, there were some typos that we flagged before that weren't changed, but also some new additions in the 4 p.m. version yesterday that we have concerns about, that we just don't feel like this is ready for prime time yet without any stakeholder engagement.
Okay. Do we need to table this to look it over?
You have another hand.
Yeah, Lines is Jason.
Oh, Dale? Dale, can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
There you are.
Yes.
Yep. Hi, Dale.
Okay. Well, all I have to say is we've worked on these regulations for years, and we got them as good as we can get them, and they were unanimously approved by planning and zoning. And I'm hoping that you pass these and make them our regulations. I have worked and consulted numerous, I've been working on this for literally years. And this is the final outcome. And I'm hoping you pass it today and put it into the regulation books. Thank you very much for your time. I would appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. Okay. Got a motion.
What were some of the concerns?
So like there's like a missing word, gallons is missing another 10,000. This guy just deleted a little bit too far. So mostly typos. If you remember from your workshop, there was a letter from American Petroleum Institute. You made some changes based on that letter that the members of the planning commission that were here recommended. So I don't remember exactly everything that was on that list, but I know you guys addressed portions that were related to wildlife and a few other things.
Yeah, it seemed like we had most of that in place.
Do we want to table this till we make sure we get that part taken care of?
I'm not sure what the differences were at the, yeah. Who's that?
Dale.
Oh, Dale?
The
Can't
difference,
hear you yet.
the 4 p.m. was cleaning it up.
It takes me a minute to figure it out on the computer, but the changes that were made were very minor, and they would be of absolutely no major consequence in the outcome of using these regulations. Like I said, we've been working on these for years.
Yeah.
And they got sidestepped for other more important things that planning and zoning had to do. So that's why they're coming to you now instead of 2 years ago.
Yep. Okay.
So if you remember after your workshop, you got a version from Sky.
Yeah.
We just cleaned up the formatting.
Okay.
And clean up the formatting, we found some errors. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Any motion? Oh. Who is that? Alejandra?
Hi, Commissioner. Sorry. There's one provision that's more than just a typo. It would require water testing within 3 miles from an entire length of a well bore. We just don't understand the justification for that, feel that it would be a little bit excessive. Certainly recognize the work that's been gone into this, Dale, and I don't want to derail it last minute, but this is the piece that we feel like there was not really stakeholder engagement with industry on, and is a pretty major update to this red line.
that's not a typo. That's not an update either. That was in the regulations as they were presented to you guys. That was, the planning commission wanted that done that way because of horizontal drilling.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like in March in the red line we got, it was 1 mile. And so our concern is just the outreach that's been done to us. The draft we last saw was 1 mile, and now it's 3 miles without any stakeholder engagement in between.
Okay. Well, I think we addressed that.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, Dale?
Hello?
Sorry, I can't see.
This was discussed at length with planning and zoning. And the reason it's 3 miles is to match with the comprehensive plan. And everybody of planning and zoning felt the 3 miles was minimal for what we needed to get tested because of horizontal drilling. And it was a great discussion we had about that section, and that was what was decided on, and it was passed unanimously by planning and zoning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dale.
And one more thing, when we had the workshop, the gentleman from, I still call it the COGCC, stated we were allowed to have regulations that exceeded the COGCC because of the state laws that have been passed, the state legislation. And that's what planning and zoning unanimously approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. That motion. Anybody else? They leave. Or any other comment? Is that it? Okay. Now, do we have a motion?
There's been a motion in a second.
Oh, sorry. Any other discussion?
Would it be wise to reach out to some of the stakeholders to figure out what their concerns are best?
I think we've covered that quite a bit. With the, I don't know, is he gonna make a difference to wait 1 more week?
I think functionally, not particularly. You know,
Seems like it's been covered. I mean, I remember the horizontal and the 3 and went through that.
So-
It's allowed by COGCC.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys, whatever you're comfortable with. I would say that you know, getting feedback and getting it back to you guys is more than a week. It's probably a few weeks. Just because we get the feedback, bring it to you, see what you want to do, and then clean up the regulations again to make sure everything's right. So yeah.
I would feel more comfortable having feedback and regulations.
Okay.
So we know what we need. So with that, I would like to make a motion to amend my motion to table this for a few weeks to get feedback from various stakeholders. Yeah,
Rescind.
I would like to rescind my motion and table this for further discussion.
How many weeks?
3 weeks.
I will rescind my previous second and second the new.
Okay, first and second. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Who? Oh, Dale. Hello, Dale.
Yeah,
can
it takes me a second to push all the buttons. I
No
would
problem.
just like to urge you to pass this today. Like I said, it's been years in the making. Planning and zoning has worked so hard on this. I wish you would just pass this today. We've had input from all kinds of people. I've contacted tons of people about these regulations. I'm not sure why you want to table it, but you're the commissioners. But planning and zoning would really like some support in our decisions. Just saying. But thank you for your time and thank you for your consideration. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale.
I think primarily I just want.
Okay. Call for the vote. So we have on the floor to table it for 3 weeks. And a first and second, correct?
Yep. Okay.
Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodell,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes.
Motion passes. That'll be June 10th. I'll have it back by then. So, we'll ask for any comments. We'll say by next Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes.
And then that'll enable us to make some changes and bring it back to you guys.
The 10th-ish.
That's when we should have it back on the agenda.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Okay, next I have for you, an operating agreement for Coachella Park between the county and Panner Sea Corporation. This is a 40-year operating agreement. We went through, you see in your packet, the public comment that we received. So you'll see the public comment we received from various people, about 170-ish comments, as well as the charts of. Okay, anyway, but after public comment and considering the three things that people voted on, lodging was a big negative, and events larger than 500 was a negative as well. I talked to PSC over the weekend, discussing whether those should be prohibited, and we came up with prohibiting lodging, which is in section 3.8. Sorry, my system's being weird. It's not showing things in the packet. It should be there. There we go.
Yes, 3.8, yes.
And then we limited events to over 1,000. So events can happen under 1,000, and if the commissioners and PSC agree, they can lift that limit. So, some kid here.
Yeah.
Ken Clayton, 711 Panadero Loop, representing Panadero Ski Corp. A comment on the concerts. The biggest one we've ever had was 420 attendees. We don't ever anticipate much more than that. We know there's not a whole lot of capacity up there for anything bigger than that, but we wanted the ability to come back to you guys if there's a need or a request, or you guys hear of a need or a request, so it's not locked at 500. That's why we stayed at 1,000.
And the 500 number was not based on anything particularly. So I'm comfortable with this. I think that it still fits with what I think the overall theme of the responses are, which is too big of events, but events of a good size is a good thing. And most of the events that PSC does, they're fundraisers for the park. They're not wild out of control parties.
Yeah, and that's how we anticipate events going forward. Usually have a big one right around July 4th, another one in the fall, and it's just funding for the park.
And there's provision for something bigger, so
yeah,
that's a good.
It always provides. And then always did a checkup with that. They'll just make sure, you know, it doesn't. Or to want to shoot them. Anything that.
And security is a big cost for us on those fundraisers. We have a federal jailer who we're trying to get deputized through the sheriff's department, who can then save us $400 a crack at these events.
Nice, good deal. Okay. Any other questions or? And everything else looks okay for?
Yeah.
You know, any other?
Yep.
concerns? Okay. Sounds good. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I will make a motion to approve the Coachella Mountain Park operating agreement. Panadero Ski Corporation.
First and second, any other discussion or question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I did take a lot of time when I read all the comments that were made to go along with the survey that was sent out. And it's very apparent that a lot of the people that are making these comments still have not read the master plan for Kachira Mountain Park and are still going off of old information that is not relevant and or true. One of the other things too is the reason this took so long is because we were working together, and the Board of County Commissioners, which is a new Board of County Commissioners, are doing our due diligence, which we were hired to do, and looking at all the different parts and to make sure everything is legal and getting things to where they, not only benefit Panadero Ski Corporation, but also benefit Huerfano County as a whole, being it is a county park. So we will continue to do the best thing that we think is the best for the county and the citizens of Huerfano County, especially when it comes to the Kachira Mountain Park, but also the rest of the parks in the county as well.
This has been 2 whole boards, 100% turnover on board since it started a few years ago. And I think ultimately you all come to the same conclusion, which is that PSC running it's good for the community and good for the county. And I think the partnership there is going to be amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Well stated.
We also look at it as we've seen a shift in the relationship to where we feel we're viewed as a partner now. And we truly appreciate that. We've been coming to these meetings, I want to say since 2020, standing in front of different boards and didn't know anyone when we got here. And I'm glad to say we know just about every face here now. And we appreciate the time and effort you guys are putting into this and the trust you have in us to go forward with this agreement.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yep. We appreciate your work on it, and we're very happy with the outcome.
Thanks,
So
Commissioner.
it's going to be a good deal.
We're looking forward to
Good thing for
getting
the
this thing
future.
open for the community.
Amen. Sounds good. Okay. Call for the vote.
All right. Commissioner Warner,
Yes.
Commissioner Chin,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes.
Motion passes.
That time. Hey, yeah. Yeah. A few bumps in the road there for sure, but okay.
All right, commissioners, the Colorado Water Wastewater Emergency, it's an agency response network for WARN, is a mutual aid and assistance network that enables public and private water and wastewater utilities across Colorado to support each other during emergencies. As part of member renewal, Huerfano County needs to sign the updated mutual aid agreement. Participation in co-WARN is voluntary and free to public and private water and wastewater utilities in Colorado. The key changes in this version from the previously signed mutual aid agreement include corrected legal references, clear procedures for closing mutual aid activations, and a simplified process for modifying the agreement. This version has also removed outdated web links, refined language, and shifted the agreement to ongoing rather than expiring in 2027.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the revised mutual aid agreement to renew membership in the Colorado Water Wastewater Emergency Response Network in order to help facilitate the continuity of utility service during disaster.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, commissioners, next we have for you a purchase order for E911. At the March 11th, 2025 E911 Advisory Board meeting, the E911 Board approved the purchase of 4 new dispatch consoles through Watson Consoles for 149 Kansas, contingent on the county providing half the cost to E911. Approved minutes from the March 11th meeting will not be available after the May 19th meeting to confirm E911's actions, but will be provided once received. Look at these memos. The Watson console quote is for a total of $86,795.59, and the contribution will be $43,390.80, reimbursable through grant funding from the Colorado Homeland Security for required match.
Okay. You have a motion?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Come on, there. Oop, oop. There. Let's go. Okay, so I do make a motion to approve the purchase order number 2025-064 for E911 in the amount of
$43,397.80.
yes, that. Thank you.
Second?
First and second. And any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Chin,
Yes.
Chairman Cooley,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, Commissioners, next I have you a legal services contract between the county and Nathan Schultz, attorney at law. I remember we held this back last time for you to make sure we have the new exhibit B, which is how much Nate's going to charge us. So that will be at $195 an hour, which I think is only a slight increase. And this is a 5-year agreement.
Motion to approve the professional service agreement for Schultz.
Second.
First, second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chin,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Chairman Cooley,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, Commissioners, I received a request from Russell Hickey on behalf of Macho Bravo LLC and owners Josh and Shannon Stapp for a meeting on Thorn Ranch. While a specific offer was not made in this correspondence, my impression is that this meeting would involve a request to purchase part or all of the Thorn Ranch. I offered them an appointment during this meeting, and they stated the purpose would be a workshop instead. Would you like to have a workshop on the ranch with Russell Hickey and Macho Bravo LLC?
Public workshop.
You know, it'll be a public meeting.
You need the rest for Hickey online?
So there's no representatives from them at this time. They knew that we were going to talk about this.
I told them.
So. Showed what they wanted to have one. That bad.
Yeah, I think they were expecting me to get back to them, so I don't know if I told them I was going to ask you guys about it during the meeting.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily equate to you guys to still show up anyway.
Well, I think that we should have a meeting with them to hear their concerns and see what their train of thought is.
We talking like an appointment?
Yes, and I think we should have an appointment.
So no
make a
workshop, yes, appointment.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do we need a motion on that?
No.
Okay, correspondence.
All right. What's this something that turned on here, Hannah? But you received a letter from the San Diego Cristo Center for Youth, thanking you for the donation. And then you also have the April 2025 Treasurer's Fund Ledger. And that's in the correspondence.
Okay, and public comment? Anyone signed up for public comment?
I see someone here for public comment.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Good morning, I'm Heather Hernandez. I'm at 2765 County Road 620 and Gardner. I just wanted to take a moment. I don't have public comment about what's on the agenda, but I just wanted to take a moment to thank the county commissioners for the support of the Museum of Friends for the CBCA award mission. And for you, Mr. Chamberlain, for attending. We have received the video. We've been sharing that across social media and on our website. Which you haven't seen it, it's really nice. And the award is on display in the gallery, which is quite interesting. It was done by a sculptor. And all of the award honorees received a very distinct one. We're in the process of doing a community healing tree mural. And it's growing every day as people come in and leave their messages and wishes and trees and prayers on leaves and different symbols and putting it on the tree. So we invite you to come by and take a look at it and see it grow with us. But I just wanted to come by and say thank you for that. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I guess I got something to say or ask.
Okay, you approach your mic and state your name and address for the record.
County Road 540 in Gardner. At first, I just kind of came to hang out, but Dara Lore, Darallor. Ron actually asked me to ask a couple questions. I was just on a bike ride and realized what time it was, so I came to hang out. But
I saw it was online.
Ron asked if there were any properties that for the shooting range stuff that maybe were being looked at, and two, he said he mentioned at the Levita meeting that there's going to be a letter sent to Trump's team about state overreach. If there's any info on that.
We are looking for properties and we have some things in mind, but nothing solidified yet.
Yeah.
So we definitely are. And yes, we're considering a letter about the overreach of the state.
Considering
We're gonna
We-
do it. We just need
It's
to.
gotta
it just needs to go.
Yeah,
Yes.
the right verbiage.
Cool.
Definitely.
That's it.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other public comments? Anything online?
So someone else might have to take the wheel and control somebody while the blind has come. I don't see any hands raised.
Okay,
I don't see any hands and, let's see. Okay.
staff report. Yep.
All right. I've attached my staff report. Just a couple additions on there. I expect to release an RFP for county surveyor on Wednesday, tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll release an RFP for the community wildfire protection plan. So those two RFPs are going up at the same time. They'll close around the same time, towards the end of June. And that's about it.
Very good. Anything from the county attorney?
Yes, so the county attorney has enclosed an MOU. Okay. So the county attorney has received a settlement agreement from the firms representing Annis Temple and from the our attorneys at CTSI, who's hired by CTSI to defend the county in this matter. They've agreed to a settlement of $42,000, and the county attorney would like the permission to sign said settlement.
I'll make a motion to give the county attorney.
Staff direction is fine, because I don't have it actually in front of you.
Oh, okay.
You guys okay with that?
Yes.
We'll pass it through future meeting to make it official.
Okay. That's good.
Hello,
Anything
Robert. I
else?
see that.
Okay, no need for executive session?
No.
Okay. We have upcoming meetings this afternoon, or with Board of Human Services at 11 and tour.
Yes, we're at the Chiefy County Government Shooter.
Fantastic. Have a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
First and second, all in favor? Or, I mean, any other discussion or?
All in favor
crazy
works.
people?
You
Yeah,
all in
exactly.
favor?
All in favor? Well, I'll just say yes.
Yes.
Motion passes. We are adjourned.